Hello, my name is Stephen Brabin and I have got the most remarkable discovery and story to present to the world. I am a computer programmer and a mathematician, and in 2001 I had a look at the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is shown to my right now. It's a technical drawing which was taken off a website that I came across whilst I was sitting in an internet cafe in Spain. And I took a copy of the technical drawing home with me and started to have a quick look at the internal architecture of the building, just out of curiosity. I had no agenda behind what I was doing. It was simply I was doing it for fun. And whilst I was looking at it, I came across a piece of mathematics in the building which shouldn't have been there. The building is 4,500 years old, and the piece of mathematics I found post-dated the building by about 2,000 years. So I had an enigma on my hands. The history of the pyramids of Giza is established. The history of mathematics is established, and I had two pieces of factual information which didn't fit together. At the time I was running a business in Spain, and in my spare time I carried on looking at the architecture of the building. And it was later that year, in November, having started in the March of 2001, that I came across a second piece of mathematics and geometry inside the building which confirmed that the first piece was correct. And at that point I gave up my business and started to look at this building in detail, because there was clearly something extremely strange in its architectural design. Little did I know at that point that it would be 18 years and 40,000 hours of work later that I would get to the end of the project, which is where I am now in 2019. I have reverse engineered the whole of this building's structure, and I'd like to show you a few snippets of the dynamic geometry which are contained in this amazing construction. First, and the main piece of the architecture of this building that I'd like to explain to you in this short video is this object on the screen. It's a hook, or it appears to be a hook, and it was found in the lower chamber shafts of the pyramid by explorers in the 1800s. Fortunately, it was handed down through generations of people and has ended up in the British Museum in London. If you overlay the reverse engineering geometry of the Great Pyramid of Giza on top of this hook, as you can see in the animated graphic which is next to me, you can plot out this piece of equipment using a reverse engineering of the pyramid. It's an utterly remarkable construction, because the mathematics that you're looking at that's plotting out on the screen took years to work out. And it's a full derivation from the outside of the pyramid all the way through into the centre of the pyramid, and it can be fully explained. This is not a hook. This is a metal casting of a mathematics function, and it is an original part of the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's not a hook, as I keep saying, it's the key to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Once you work out why this object is inside the Great Pyramid of Giza's shafts and how it was formed, you must, by that stage, have worked out all of the reverse engineering of the pyramid. I have documented all the 18 years of work in the best way I possibly could, which is using computer software, and I've made it accessible to the public on a website. So the complex mathematics which is behind this, you don't have to look at. You can simply look at the moving graphics on the screen and immediately understand visually how this building was built. It has other unbelievable features inside it. This is the upper northern shaft being carved out of the stonework by the geometry. In the lower northern shaft there was a hexagonal rod found, and the geometry plots out the hexagonal rod. And inside the gallery of the pyramid there are measuring stones along the floor, which are also plotted out using the geometry. And finally, the slanted section of the lower northern shaft is drawn out, including the square rod that was found inside it. What's remarkable about all the pieces that you've just seen is that they are all linked together using exactly the same mathematics. You don't need to rewrite it, you don't need to reform it. It's one concept for the whole building, and it runs all the way through the geometry and then into the architecture and explains the whole building. A few years ago, in the last 2 or 3 years, there was a science experiment that was undertaken inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, and a team of researchers put particle detectors inside the building so that they could detect if there were any unknown chambers that had yet to be explored. And they found 2. They found one near the entrance passage, and they found a second one above the main room known as the gallery inside the pyramid. The graphic on the screen now shows the dynamic geometry plotting out the voids that were found inside the pyramid using the particle detectors in exactly the same place. So not only does the work show you how the known parts of the pyramid were constructed, it shows you how the hidden parts of the building are also constructed. And as part of the analysis, you come across a hidden door inside the building which will allow access to the parts that have yet to be discovered and explored. The reason that the research work has been presented in a website is twofold. The first one is you can download this website onto your home computer or your laptop or whatever you're using in its entirety. And that has 2 huge advantages. The first is you have a copy on your computer. It keeps the work safe. And the second reason is that if the website gets absolutely hammered with traffic, which I'm expecting it to do, you will not be taking up bandwidth on the website, and it will allow other people to get access to the work and download it. So it's a way of preserving the work and a way of helping other people look at it. There's another reason it was presented as a website and not as a computer program, and that is you can look through all of the mathematics and all of the code that makes this website work. I've written it specifically to be read. It's not encrypted, it's not obfuscated, it's written in plain English, full of comments, and if you understand mathematics and you understand computer code, you will be able to read through the proof of how this is being put together.